Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the online sessions of Tari Arkham Schools, Gujarat region. First of all, join your hands for dua. Rabbi zidni ilma, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. So class, this is your history lecture and this is your lecture number 5 of chapter number 1 and section number 1 of your history book, the cultural and political background of Pakistan movement. So, what we are going to discuss today is about the work of Haji Sharaitullah, that is your page number 9 of your book. The work of Haji Sharaitullah 1781 to 1840. First of all, we are going to discuss about the early biographical details. Haji Sharaitullah was born on 1781 in the Faridpur district in East Bengal, today part of the Bangladesh. His father was a farmer and his family was not very well off. In 1799, he traveled to Arabia on pilgrimage and stayed there for the next 19 years. He became greatly influenced by the beliefs of Sheikh Muhammad Abdul Wahab. On his return to East Bengal, he started his own reforms movement designed to purify Islam of the Hindu influences. Haji Sharaitullah died in 1840, but his work was carried on by his own son Mohsinuddin. So, in the early biographical details, we have the birth of Haji Sharaitullah, that is on the 17th 81, and he was born in the Faridpur district of that is the district of East Bengal, which is the part of now Bangladesh. His father was a farmer, so that's why his family was not very well off. In 1799, he traveled to Arabia for Hajj and he stayed there for the next 19 years. There he got influenced by the Sheikh Muhammad Abdul Wahab and his beliefs and his ideas about the Islams. On his return to the East Bengal, he started his own reform movement. Now he understand that now the subcontinent is very for the Muslims is very unpurified and the Muslims are so influenced by the teachings of Hinduism, the culture of Hinduism and the tradition of Hindus, and so that's why he wanted to purify the Islam. So Haji Sharaitullah, now the Haji Sharaitullah died in 1940, but his work carried out by his son Mohsinuddin. We all know that there are so many customs, there are so many traditions in our families, in our societies that are the part of the Hindu beliefs, that are the part of the Hindu traditions as well. So, what were the beliefs of Haji Sharaitullah? Haji Sharaitullah believed that the Muslim community had moved away from the true Islamic practices. As per Sayyid Ahmad Barelvi and Shah Waliullah believed that the Muslim community is far away from the true Islamic teachings, true Islamic practices. So he wanted them to return to what he taught was the proper observation of Islamic duties called farais. So he wanted the other Muslims to realize that their real Islamic duties and wanted them to perform their duties. This is why his movement was called the Faraisi movement. The person who obeys his duties or the person who obeys his Islamic duties, that are the called Farais, and to realize the Muslims about their Islamic duties, Islamic ritual, Islamic culture, Islamic practices. So Shaji Sharaitullah called his movement Faraisi movement. So now we are going to discuss about the work of Haji Sharaitullah. Haji Sharaitullah found that the Muslims of the East Bengal had been oppressed by both of the Hindus and by the British. Previously, the Muslims had been the ruling class in Bengal. But when the British took over, they worked with the local landowners, who were mainly Hindus. The Muslims had also been given few opportunities in education and employment. As a result, many important Muslim families had been reduced to near poverty. Haji Sharaitullah started this frizzy movement to restore the pride of the Muslims and remove what he thought were the Hindu practices which had crept into their worships. Now, in the first point, Haji Sharaitullah was now realizing that the people of the East Bengal now, especially the Muslims, are now converted to the as the slave or the farmers of the Hindu community. We all know that Muslims were in the ruling class of the subcontinent, were called in the ruling class of the subcontinent, but sooner they turned into the slaves or the working class of the subcontinent. When the British take over the rule of the subcontinent, the Hindu were getting favor from the Britishers, so they were soon converted the Muslim community into the working class communities. So the Muslim had the few opportunities in employment and education as well. As a result, the many important Muslim families now turned to the poverty. The important rich Muslim families now nearer to the poverty. Haji Sharaitullah started the Farazi movement. He started this movement to restore the pride of the Muslims and remove the Hindu practices which had crept into their worships. Emphasis was placed on praying for past sins and no and on promising to lead a righteous life in the future. An important part of this reform would be follow the religious obligation of a true Muslim. So, and in this, Haji Shariatullah wanted the Muslims for to pray for the past sins, that they should प्रे टू अल्लाह दैट कि उन्होंने जितने भी अपने गुनाह किए हैं अल्लाह ताला उनको जो है उसकी माफ़ी दें और इस चीज़ का वादा करें कि वो आगे से जो है वो अपनी जो है वो अच्छी ज़िंदगी जो है वो गुजारेंगे, ठीक है, इस्लाम के मुताबिक, दीन के मुताबिक, और जो अपने मुसलमान होने के जितने भी तकाज़े हैं, एप्लीकेशन हैं, उनको पूरा करते जाएंगे. The next we have here is the success of Haji Shariatullah's movement. The success of Haji Shariatullah movement caused great concern among the Hindu of East Bengal. In that region, Hindu and the British landlords had carried out economic oppression of the Muslim peasants. The landlords did not want Haji Shariatullah creating difficulties for them and were alarmed that the Muslim cultivators were uniting in a desire to improve their lives and purify their religion. Now, this was the time when the Haji Shariatullah movement was getting success, and when it was starting getting success, it got the concern about of Hindus and the Britishers of the East Bengal. Before this, the Hindus and the Britishers of the East Bengal were oppressing the Muslim peasants, and now the landowners and the Britishers realized that if the Haji Shariatullah movements keep on working, they will create the difficulties for themselves. So for this, they alarmed the Muslim cultivators, the Muslim farmers were they were all getting uniting, and they were start getting to realize that how to improve their lives and to purify their religion. They drove Haji Shariatullah out of the region to Nawabganj in Dhaka district, where he died in 1940. To stop this movement, the Britisher and the Hindus drove out the Haji Shariatullah out of the region East Bengal towards the Nawabganj in Dhaka district, where he died in 1940. After the death of Haji Shariatullah, his son Mohsinuddin carried out his work to improve the positions of the Muslim in the subcontinent in the East Bengal, especially in the East Bengal, and they introduced some economic measures. So, he introduced some economic measures that he divided East Bengal into areas called circles, each under the control of Khalifas. They were responsible for the social and the spiritual welfare of the people in their area. So, in the first point, that there should be a Khalifa. First of all, he divided the East Bengal into circles, into the areas. पहले उसने क्या किया, उसने ईस्ट बंगाल के डिफरेंट एरियाज़ को जो है वो सेलेक्ट किया. सेलेक्ट करने के बाद वहाँ पर उसने जो है वो ये कहा कि जैसे हम लोग अपने एरियाज़ में जो है वो नाइब चूज़ करते हैं, जिस तरह से हम लोग अपने स्कूल्स में प्रीफेक्ट्स चूज़ करते हैं कि वो उसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है कि क्लास में जो भी एक्टिविटीज़ हो रही हैं, ये जो भी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है आपकी क्लास का, जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स चल रहे हैं वो आपके टीचर्स के साथ, जो आपके ओनर्स हैं उनके साथ जो है वो डिस्कस करें, आपके अथॉरिटीज़ के साथ डिस्कस करें. ठीक इसी तरह से जो है वो उन्होंने कहा कि भाई हम हर एरिया में जो है वो एक खलीफा को जो है वो नाइब बनाते हैं. ठीक है, वो क्या करेगा कि लोगों के जो है वो स्पिरिचुअल और जो सोशल वेलफेयर के लिए उस एरिया के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल होगा. अब उसने क्या करना है, वो हर एरिया के लोगों को जो है वो स्पिरिचुअली और मॉरली जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो इन्फ्लुएंस करने की कोशिश करेगा, उनके भले के लिए काम करेगा. ही हेल्प्ड द पीजेंट्स टू अपोज द एक्सेसिव टैक्सेस imposed by the Hindu and the British landlords. Now he helped that those farmers who was owned by the Hindu and the British landlords to get opposed, to protest against the excessive taxes that was imposed on them. कि उन्होंने क्या करना है कि उनके ऊपर जितने भी जो एक्स्ट्रा टैक्सेस लग रहे हैं, एक्स्ट्रा जितने भी जो है वो उनसे डिमांड्स की जा रही हैं, उनको उन्होंने अपोज करना है कि भाई आप हमसे जो है वो इतने ज़्यादा जो है वो टैक्सेस नहीं ले सकते हैं. कि अगर उनके जो है वो आमदन ही 10 रुपये है और हम लोग उनको कहते हैं कि भाई आप लोगों ने हम पे जो है वो 8 रुपये आपने हमें टैक्स देना है, और उनके पास 2 रुपये पीछे बच जाते हैं, और उस 2 रुपये का वो क्या कर सकते हैं. ठीक, दैट वॉज excessive taxes imposed on them, and this was the example. So Mohsinuddin opposition to the payment of the taxes led to the unrest of the East Bengal, but he went even further and threatened to declare a jihad against the British government. Now this was the time when the Mohsinuddin was opposed to the payment of the taxes in the East Bengal, but further he threatened and declared jihad. He was ready to fight against the British government. The British arrested him and put him into the prison. After his death in 1860, the Frizy movement started declining. The British arrested him that they could stop that Frizy movement and imprison him. So they were able to stop this Frizy movement, and sooner in 1860s the Frizy movement was start declining after the death of Mohsinuddin. So next we have the influence of this movement. The Farisi movement was influential for a number of reasons. It gave encouragement to the Muslims at a time when they were demoralized by the oppression they suffered from the Hindus and the British. It was an encouragement to the Muslims. This movement gave the encouragement to the Muslims to oppress against their oppression and their sufferings from the Hindus and the Britishers. The next they have, it brought about the spiritual revival which led to which led to a revival to the Islamic religion in East Bengal. Hindu influence were removed from the Islamic practices. Now this was the time, that was the purpose, original real purpose of the Farisi movement, that to remove the Hindu influences from the Islamic practices, Islamic religion, and to revive the spirituality in the religion of Islam, to revive the spirituality in the Muslims of the subcontinent, the Muslims of the East Bengal. It also had an important political and economic impact. The Bengal peasants became untitled in their opposition to the harsh treatment they received. They became more aware of their rights, and the political unity began to grow amongst them. This was to prove important in later years as the Muslim demands for their own home grew. it might be said that some of the seeds of the Pakistan movement were sown by the Farazi movement. Now, this was the time we all know that the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan gave the idea of two nation theory, but these three scholars also gave the idea, also was the base of giving that two nation theory, we can say that. So the Farisi movement also influenced the people and to realize the people about their basic rights, about their religious practices, about their basic farais as well. So it was becoming and uniting the Muslims to get stronger, to get fight for their rights, to get their political unity in them. And this proves that the Muslims in later years was demanding for their separate homeland. This was the base for these things. This was the base for their Farisi movement. This was the base for their Pakistan movement. These all three scholars were, we can say, that were responsible for reviving the Islam in the subcontinent, in the different areas of the subcontinent, in the Muslim communities as well, where Muslims were already forgotten all their Islamic practices and were strongly influenced by the Hindu practices. They were far away from the Islamic teachings, religious principles as well. There were no religious influences in their life. There were no religious moralities in them. They were strongly demoralized by the oppression, by the sufferings of the Hindus and the British as well. So this was the Faraisi movement, that was from the Haji Shariatullah 1781 to 1840. What you have to do is to answer these short questions. These questions, AID question. The first one is, why was Haji Shariatullah's movement called the Faraisi movement? And the next two are, why did Hindu landlord drive Haji Shariatullah out of East Bengal? You can find out this answer on the page number 10. And why did the British imprison Mohsinuddin? And the answer of this same question is also on the page number 10. You have to write down the answers of these questions, these three questions, on your notebook. And if you have any query, any question, you can ask. So till then, stay blessed, stay at your home, take care of your loved ones as well, take care of yourselves. So try to moralize yourself as well, try to adopt the more religious practices in your life, try to adopt the Islamic principles in your life as well. So take care of your parents, take care of yourself, take care of your families, and respect your parents as well, and respect your religion as well. Thank you so much. Fiya Manila. Stay blessed.